Zach Reiser here, and welcome back to another Bass Effects review video. Today I have another family double take, so to speak. Two pedals from SolidGold FX out of Montreal, Canada. I'm going to be taking a close look at the Beta DLX Bass Overdrive and also the Funkzilla envelope and LFO filter. I'm going to start with the Beta and then move on to the Funkzilla and then combine them with each other and quite a few other effects on my board throughout the video. As usual, to start things off, here is my bass's dry tone Dingwall ABZ Six String on the neck pickup. Starting with the boost side of the circuit. Pretty standard boost here. Does have a couple cool little tricks up its sleeve, but let's jump right into it. So this is the boost at noon. And then of course, I can boost my unity gain. And I can boost it quite a bit. So this is just only at 3 o'clock. Really quickly, there are tons of toggle switches on the Beta DLX, as you see, and one of them involves the tone of the boost circuit, and it is this B tone switch right here. What it does is add or take away a little bit of bass. So right now I have it totally flat, the standard setting. Let's take away a little bit of the bass. So here's the flat setting. And here's bass reduced. And then bass boosted. All right, moving on to the overdrive part of the circuit. I have it set roughly at unity gain. I have the gain knob turned all the way down, and all of the switches are set to be the flattest, least EQ'd setting possible. So let's hear a little bit of that. Play with the gain knob here a little bit. Gain at noon. And now gain maxed. Now, don't be fooled. This thing is labeled an overdrive pedal, but as you'll see in a minute, and as you heard at the beginning of the video, it definitely gets into distortion territory. Before moving on to the clipping switch, I want to show off the tone, mids, and body controls to show the EQ power of this little pedal here. So let's start with the tone control. Tone all the way to the left. Noon. And maxed. The mids and body switch give you the option of reducing the mids and the bass or boosting the mids and the bass. So right now it's all flat. Let's hear what that mid switch does. Flat. Boosted. Scooped. mid switch is back at center. Let's check out the body. Here's the bass at the normal setting. And then in the middle. So you can hear a little bit less bass in the signal. And then majorly boosted. All right, this thing has a lot of controls, so I'm trying to move through them as quickly as I can. Moving on to the clipping switch. This is really where the pedal opens up into a wide palette of distortion textures. So on the right is a silicone clipping circuit, on the left is a silicone germanium circuit, and in the middle, it's not including either of those clipping channels. So let's go to the silicone side. Same exact settings, but going to the silicone germanium side. Going back to the silicone side, I have boosted the mids here a little bit, and I've put on my Moog analog delay to get just a nice kind of cutting solo tone here. Yet again, same settings, but now going to the germanium silicone side. Back to silicone, increase the gain, put the mids back at a flat setting with a pick. Same settings, silicone germanium. And just because it's a dirt pedal, let's max the gain on the silicone side. Same settings, silicone germanium. One more thing I want to discuss about the Beta is the pre-post control for the boost circuit, and this is how it interacts with the overdrive circuit. So this is silicone kind of distortion setting at about noon. Now into the boost, so the boost is post. So basically it's just a little bit louder. There's not a whole lot more distortion. Now contrary to that, you put the boost before the distortion and you get this. So not a lot more level, but more distortion. So with the boost on, without the boost. A lot more distortion on tap. Now this is really where you can stretch the Beta into a true distortion territory. So if we crank the gain on the overdrive circuit, we get this. honestly already really a distortion at this point, but you run a boosted signal into that, and now you're really getting super fuzzy. And let's hit these same settings with a pitch. Hopefully you have a good idea of the overview or the overall set of controls on the Beta Deluxe, but I want to move on to the Funkzilla temporarily before I start combining them together. Let's start with the envelope side of the Funkzilla, and when you use envelope, by the way, these two controls do absolutely nothing. So with these settings like this, we get this vibe. I'm going to leave the attack control where it is because it's set for my bass's sensitivity, but cranking the depth and lowering the filter cutoff gives you a more extreme low-pass filter sound here. One more envelope filter setting before moving on to the LFO side. This is a downward envelope. I love that SolidGold included a downward direction envelope. It's one of my favorite filter sounds. So here's some of that. So the Funkzilla is not only an envelope-controlled low-pass filter, it is also a LFO-controlled low-pass filter. So clicking this switch into tap, it gives you the option of using the tap switch, the speed knob, or in my case, an expression pedal to control the speed of the LFO. Okay, first off, let's show what the different wave shapes give us. So we have a triangle-shaped wave. So smooth up, smooth down. Then we have a sawtooth. And then a square. So I want to really quickly show off the expression control of the speed. So this is the slowest setting with my heel back. And then as I roll my foot forward, finally moving on to the mode toggle. So the mode toggle incorporates a ton of rhythm options to this filter. And of course, also we can add in wave shaping to this, different depth controls, but for now I'm going to leave everything else flat. So here is mode number 4. Mode number 6. Mode number 10. And then finally, the random mode. Hopefully by now you have a good idea of kind of what both pedals have to offer by themselves. Now let's blend them together a little bit. So this is kind of a low gain silicone side of the Beta DLX. And then let's run that into an envelope filter on the Funkzilla. Same settings on the Beta, but now running into a downward envelope on the Funkzilla. High gain setting on the silicone side of the Beta. Running my pure sub signal from my Boss OC2 into that. All of that running into a fast square wave setting on the Funkzilla. So now I'm running the boost from the Beta into the distortion circuit to give me more distortion. And with my OC2, that sounds like this. And now running that into a ramp setting on the Funkzilla, controlling the speed with my foot. Getting into some more textural effects. This is a crystal setting from one of my Eventide H9s. And then running that into a slow ramp wave setting on the Funkzilla. Adding a little bit of reverb from my other H9. Going back to a high gain setting on the Beta with my OC2 running into it for that synthy sound. And then running that into a downward envelope on the Funkzilla. And then one more spacey synthy setting here, exact same things I just played, except running my Moog analog delay after it. So that is my demo of the SolidGold FX Funkzilla and Beta DLX Bass Overdrive. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe below. It really does help me out. And I'll be back very soon with more performance videos, pedals and effects, tips and tricks, and reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.